Okay, we're getting ready to play Kentucky. Kentucky is a team that beat us last year. In fact, they beat us very similarly to the game we lost last week, very similarly. They scored on their last play when they had it, and we had a sort of a defensive error there. And we sort of got in field goal range, but something happened each time, and we didn't even get an attempt either time. But anyway, that's just similarities of losing 3-point games. But they're a different team this year. They've lost Randall Cobb and Mike Hartline, their quarterback. So they've struggled a bit on offense, and their defense is tough. Their defense has had to play a lot, but they got some guys that stuff the run. The defensive coordinator, Mentor, was here at South Carolina, and they got a lot of stuff. They blitz from everywhere. Zone blitzes, man blitzes, they got a lot of defense, which is unusual for Kentucky. They used to only have about 2 or 3 defenses, and you sort of knew where they were. But these guys are all over the place, and LSU, I think, had 14 at halftime, but they didn't really go up and down the field against Kentucky's defense last week at all. But anyway, we're making some changes on offense. We're going to give we're giving Connor Shaw his chance to replace Stephen. I know our offense looks pretty sorry. We're still 7th in the conference in offense, like we were at the end of last year. We've moved up to 6th in defense. But we're not, obviously not really peaking as well as we'd hoped. But again, we feel like Connor deserves a shot and see if he can perform at a higher level and get our offense going a bit. So that's where we are on offense. As far as offensive linemen, probably Mike Matulis and Cody Gibson, they may rotate around at one of the tackle spots. And so we're really probably not going to have any changes much up front. As far as receivers, hopefully we can get the guys out there more. Hopefully we can get some more balls in the air, get more players involved. Same as our running backs. We need to get Brandon Wiles out, maybe Eric Baker a little bit in there. So we're trying to get more players on the field. We've sort of got stuck playing the same guys about the whole game, and hopefully we can get more players out there involved in helping the team be successful. So other than that, 12-20 game, and looking forward to a good crowd. Looking forward to fans giving Connor, giving our offense, giving the entire team the support they always do. And 12-20 kickoff. Looking forward to it. Any questions?
Steve, with Connor running the show, do you have to maybe kind of reskill the playbook, or will you get the same, I guess, book that Stephen had?
Connor's been here in his 2nd year now, so he's familiar with everything, and hopefully we don't have to change a whole bunch while we're out there. But he's practiced all the same plays and so forth.
What is Melvin Ingram's status? Coach Johnson said this morning that he might not play.
He may not play. Melvin sprained his foot, not the one he had surgery on, which is good. And there's a chance he may not be able to play this week. I talked to him yesterday. He heard it, I guess, in the 4th quarter there, but he was in the game on their last play. I mean, he hit the quarterback right after he threw it on their last play of the game. So he was running full speed at that time. He thinks he can play. Now, whether or not trainers and doctors clear him, we'll just have to wait and see. But he's got his foot in one of those boots right now. So he's definitely not going to practice this week.
Steve, what would you consider a successful day for Connor, and what will he need to do to hold on to the job?
We don't have any exact numbers available. We're just going to go give him a chance to go play the game, make good decisions. He doesn't have to try to win the game for us. We got a good defense. We got to get better on 3rd downs on defense. If we do that, we got a really good defense. But Connor needs to just take care of the ball, make smart decisions. You know, throw it to our guys, take off running every now and then, hand it off, and we think he's capable. He hasn't played a lot yet, so he needs to feel his way as he goes, probably. But he's going to get a chance to go play.
Coach, you mentioned Mike Matulis and Cody Gibson. Is there any chance at this point that Kyle Nunn can still get back on the field this week?
Kyle still has a bad back, hasn't practiced. He's doubtful.
Coach, you talked about the receivers a little bit. Are there some things you can do to get them in space, get rid of the ball a little quicker out of Connor's hands, and try to move the ball with your speed?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so. We hope that the ball will get out quicker and that he has somewhere to throw it. And I know it appears the last few games there's nowhere to throw it at a lot of times. So we'll see if we can do a better job as coaches and do a better job of having somewhere to get the ball out.
Coach, with the intermediate to long passes haven't been clicking for whatever reason, any thought to more high percentage short stuff like swing passes, toss sweeps, slants, draw plays, things like that?
That's about what we've been doing, isn't it? That's about what we've been hitting. No, we just need to. We didn't need to go play. We need to run the ball and throw the ball at a little quicker pace, and see if we can become a pretty good offense. We need to block a little bit better. That's always helpful when your line blocks people. You know, this game is still blocking and tackling, and our blocking has been a little bit on the bad side lately. But anyway, we got another ball game to play Saturday, and hopefully we can show improvement.
Come back around here, Tim.
Coach, I know your team hasn't played quite like you wanted it to all season long, but this is the first time you guys have had a loss. How have your past teams handled adversity like that, and how do you anticipate this team?
Well, we hope we handle it well. We think we will. And again, you know, like I told our guys the other day, if we had a chance to lose to Auburn or Georgia, we're better off losing to Auburn in close games. Both of them could have gone either way. We got our division opponent coming up this week, team that beat us last year. After this game last year, we had 2 losses. Hopefully we'll still only have 1, hopefully. So we're not in bad shape. We didn't think we were going to go undefeated. We thought we had a good chance to beat Auburn, but it didn't work out. It just did not work out. So we're regrouping, and we're trying to get smarter as coaches, trying to help our guys, put them in position, let them play.
Bill?
Steve, in your professional opinion as a guy who's developed quarterbacks his entire career, how do you explain Garcia's regression? Is it physical, mental, fundamental? How would you summarize why he's taking a step back?
Phil, I can't get into all that. I just can't get into all that. That's Stephen is trying as hard as he can, and just hasn't worked out for him. And the other guy, Connor, now is going to get his chance. And that's about all I need to say about that.
Steve, with Garcia struggling like he did, was there any thought fourth quarter of putting in Connor Shaw?
Well, we were ahead until the last 2 or 3 minutes. You know, the game we were ahead. We had very, very poor field position the entire, almost the entire game. We had good field position when the guy ran into Stephon Gilmore on the punt, and like we started even on their side or right at the 50, and we scored in 2 plays. You know, hit Bruce down the middle, and then Marcus made an excellent run on the next play. But we were inside our own 12-yard line 6 times, and we had to lead, and you know we didn't want to. Maybe we were a little bit conservative, but coming out of your own end zone all the time with a 4-point lead and your defense playing pretty well, you know that was the best way to hopefully win the game. But anyway, that's the way it worked out last week. Didn't work out for us. Now, what was your question? Is that what it was?
Did you think about putting Shaw in
Oh.
the game at all?
No, we did not last week. No, because we were ahead, like I said, to the last 2 minutes there.
Coach, you guys seem to make a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage, you know, after the huddle. And do you think that Connor is more comfortable not making a check, just kind of going with the play that's called? Will you do less of that this week, or you just kind of do the same kind of thing?
About the same. We don't make that many though. We haven't really made that many. Probably need to do a little bit more occasionally, but you can't do it all the time.
Steve, looking back at the last drive against Auburn, it seemed like there was a lot of confusion going on. A couple of times there was only 10 guys on the field, some timeouts.
They had 10 on the field a few times too, but
Right.
just like the first touchdown we threw to Alshon, I don't know if y'all noticed, Auburn had 10 defensive guys on that play.
Just what was going
Did you
on?
catch that one? We were changing formations. Yeah, that was my fault. That was our fault. We were changing formations, and a guy came out, and we wanted to stick Alshon in that position where we could hopefully hit him down the middle against cover 2, which we knew that they were playing, and he's our best guy running down in there. So we had a little confusion. A guy came out. And, fortunately, we didn't have any penalties. And fortunately, Bruce Allington ran in there and played tailback one play. Did you see that? Yeah, they just. Somebody said there's 10 in there. He ran in there and stood back there next to Stephen, I think, when he hit Alshon down there. Yeah, we had a little confusion. That was our fault.
Follow up on Ellington. I think it looked like last game he had an expanded role in the offense. So what is his role going forward? You want to maybe see more?
He may see him some. Yeah, you may see him some. If we make some first downs, if we can make some third downs, it's always helpful. And that's one team made a bunch of them last week, and one team didn't, and that was really probably a big key in the game also. But hopefully we can get Bruce some more snaps. Get the ball at Alshon, get the ball at Ace, get the ball at Demir, get the ball at D.D. Smith, maybe get Brandon Wiles 2 or 3 carries. That's what we hope would happen. It just hasn't happened yet. Maybe it'll happen this week. Who knows?
Steve, you said last night that Stephen would be the backup this week. Do you anticipate any concerns about his confidence at all if he has to go in on Saturday?
No, he'll be ready. He'll be ready to go in if needed.
Coach, was Connor the clear-cut decision, or did you give Dylan Thompson some thought?
No, Connor's ready. He's been here longer, and Dylan's been here a while though, and Dylan's getting better. He gets a lot of throws in practice, so he's improved quite a bit. But right now, Connor clearly is our guy to go.
Steve, with Kenny Miles, I know he's hurt. Is he still practicing with the
Yep,
team?
Kenny had a cast actually on his wrist last night, and he was able to catch the ball a little bit better. But again, he really had a bad sprained wrist. It's just taking a while. But he's got a cast on it now.
Is redshirting a consideration?
He's already been redshirted, I believe. Kenny Miles, his first year.
Just wondering if you're planning on Stephen Garcia missing any practice this week, this personal situation.
If he needs to, he certainly can. If he needs to miss for his grandfather's funeral, he certainly would be excused to do that.
Coach, you mentioned the lack of execution on offense, third down conversions. Is that all on Stephen or Connor?
No,
Is that
it's on all of us. Head coach, assistant coach, players. It's on all of us, but mainly it's on me. Last year we were hitting right at 50%. Right now I think we're about 40. We're not 42. Yeah, we're not terrible. Let's see, third down conversions. Dang, we're third in the league in that. So we're terrible. Yeah, it says we're making 40. It says 46%. The opponents are making 40. Yeah. But we've not been as good as we were last year on third downs, and it really hit us last game. We'll try to get better. Yeah.
Coach, I don't know, in the preseason, I don't know if you were joking or being serious. You mentioned you were taking over a lot of the quarterback coaching from G.A. Mangus.
I didn't say that, did I?
Yeah,
I said I was going to.
You might have been joking.
Calling the plays.
Well, you might have been joking.
I coach everything on offense.
I was just going to ask, what is kind of GA's role right now? Is he still coaching quarterbacks?
Yeah, he's coaching quarterbacks. Don't you watch practice?
No, I'm not allowed out there.
No, that's right.
No, we don't.
I can be out there tonight if you don't mind.
Yeah, I try to coach a little bit of everything on offense. And look in on the defense and special teams and so forth.
Coach, for Auburn, Kyle Frazier was very productive in the Wildcat. Any thought to either Gilmore or Ellington running some Wildcat?
There's always some thoughts of how to run the ball better. We've done a little bit of that. Whether or not that's the way to go, we'll have to just wait and see. Almost every team has it available. I think Kentucky's got a quarterback they may play that is an excellent runner. So we may see that on defense also. That's certainly a style of play almost everyone does now.
Steve, it seems like you get this question every week because of Melvin, but I mean, did you anticipate him being ready and having this kind of season? Could you see during the offseason that he was building up to this kind of level?
He had an excellent preseason practice. In fact, our special team coach, John Butler, was always coming in talking about, man, this guy's amazing. We can't block him in the offensive line on pass rush, and he can catch passes. I tell you what was interesting about the intercept he had against Auburn. The guy that they were throwing at grabbed him by the jersey there and ended up tackling him. If he doesn't grab him there, they'd roll everybody out to the right, and they threw it back in there. And he had about 95 yards of nothing if that guy doesn't get his jersey. I think it was that same tight end that caught the ball and fumbled and came back to him. I think it was the same guy. So it was, it was almost an extraordinary play. It was a very good play as it ended up, but actually as it ended up, I wish he'd knocked it down. We'd gained about 10 more yards down right there. If that guy didn't grab his jersey, he might have outrun him for 95 yards. That would have been fun to watch, but just didn't happen.
Coach, a lot of the focus obviously has been on the quarterback change. What are you trying to do this week to help the running game improve? Obviously, it hasn't been where you'd like it to have been.
We're trying to get our guys blocked better. We're trying to get them blocked better. We're trying to get a little more stout in the middle of the line. As we all know, what stops running teams is penetration by the D-line. And we've had one or two of our guys get knocked backwards about every play. And we're going to try not to get knocked backwards. Try to get at least a stalemate up front. And maybe, run inside, run outside. We got to mix up. We can't run up the middle all the time. We've hopefully learned that by now.
Coach, following up on that a little bit, Auburn really stacked the box and took away a lot of the running lanes. Do you see Kentucky doing that same thing, or they have a defensive line that can kind of handle that a little bit?
Yeah, they did and they didn't. They did sometimes, but I mean, they played cover two, stuffed us also many a times because they, like I said, they had penetration. They knocked one of our guys backwards about 3 yards. A lot of plays. You guys up in the box, I'm sure you could see that. So we're trying to make sure we don't get knocked backwards and maybe do a little bit more changing the play at the line of scrimmage, depending on the front. We need to do that a little bit better than we did also. So hopefully we can get Marcus on the other side of the line. I think we got him on the other side once, and he still broke about 4 tackles on his touchdown run. So we're trying to. You still got to block people in this game, as we all know. And we blocked pretty well most, and these are really a lot of the same guys except for Kyle Nunn in there. And we had some errors, mistakes. 9 guys get the call, 1 guy got another call, stuff like that. It's happened, but it mostly happens to these freshman guys. So hopefully we can communicate better. Try to communicate better as we go. Okay, see you guys this weekend.